Execution of a dictator. On Christmas Day, December 25, 1989, Romania was in the final throes of violent revolution. For 24 years, a dictator had ruled the country with absolute authority. His Securitate secret police had tortured thousands. His economic policies had left millions starving in the dark. Just days earlier, he had ordered troops to fire on protesters in Timișoara, killing dozens of civilians. Now, the 71-year-old dictator and his wife were fugitives. They had fled Bucharest by helicopter on December 22nd as crowds stormed the Communist Party headquarters. Their pilot, claiming mechanical problems, landed in a field. The couple were captured while attempting to hitchhike. At 2:30 p.m. on Christmas Day, they were brought to a military base in Târgoviște. Inside a small classroom, a hastily assembled military tribunal awaited. The trial lasted less than an hour. No evidence was formally presented. No witnesses were called. They refused to recognize the court's authority. "I am the president of Romania," the dictator shouted repeatedly. His wife, known for her own cruelty as deputy prime minister, spat at the judges. Both denied all charges of genocide, claiming the tribunal itself was a foreign conspiracy. At 2:45 p.m., the verdict was announced: death by firing squad. The execution was to be carried out immediately. They were led outside into the winter cold. The dictator began singing the International, the communist anthem. His wife screamed curses at the soldiers. Their hands were bound behind their backs with rough rope that cut into their skin. They were positioned against a wall. No blindfolds were offered. 3 soldiers with AK-47 rifles took position 10 meters away. "We want to die together," the dictator said, his final words. The order to fire came at 2:50 p.m. The soldiers discharged over 120 rounds. The first bullet struck him in the chest. He fell forward, still alive for several seconds, before a shot to the head ended his life. His wife was hit simultaneously, her body collapsing beside her husband's. A military doctor confirmed death at 2:55 p.m. The entire execution was filmed. The footage later broadcast to a jubilant nation. The Christmas morning collision. On Christmas morning, December 25, 2024, the small coastal city of Naga in Cebu, Philippines, was alive with celebration. A girl woke early, eager to collect the gifts waiting for her at her grandmother's house just 3 kilometers away. Her family was not wealthy, but Christmas was always special. She had been counting down the days. At 8:15 a.m., the girl climbed onto the family's motorcycle with her parents. With no car of their own, the motorcycle was their only means of transportation. She sat in front, protected between her father's arms as he steered. Her mother held on from behind. They wore no helmets, a common practice in rural Cebu despite local safety laws. The morning air was warm as they traveled down the national highway through Barangay Inobaran. Traffic was light on the holiday. Her father maintained a steady speed of about 40 kilometers per hour. The family was just 1 kilometer from their destination when disaster struck without warning. Approaching from the opposite direction was a white SUV. Behind the wheel was a 42-year-old driver who had spent the previous night at his mother's wake. He had been awake for nearly 30 hours straight. Fatigue had taken its toll. At approximately 8:23 a.m., the driver's head nodded. His eyes closed for just seconds, but it was enough. The SUV drifted across the center line directly into the path of the motorcycle. The father had no time to react. The impact was immediate and violent. The 2,700-kilogram SUV struck the 130-kilogram motorcycle head-on. The force threw both parents in opposite directions. But the girl, trapped between the vehicle and her father, bore the full impact. Her small body absorbed a force equivalent to falling from a 6-story building. The collision crushed her chest and abdomen, her ribs splintered, driving bone fragments into her lungs and heart. Internal bleeding was massive and immediate. First responders arrived within minutes, but she never regained consciousness. She was pronounced dead at the district hospital, still wearing the dress she had chosen for Christmas Day. The gift she was so excited to receive remained unwrapped at her grandmother's house. Her parents survived with serious injuries, forced to plan a funeral instead of continuing their holiday celebration.